How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make this video a while ago where I really like being a positive force in the world, and I really want to make sure that one, my content is more of an entertainment type of content, but I also want to make sure that I help out in whatever way possible. And I know that that's really hard to do. If you guys have anything that you guys need help on, please write it down in the comments below, and don't be afraid to send me an email or something like that. I will respond to any comments. And if you guys want me to make another video like this, I really would like to just do as much as I can to help, because I understand that we don't always find a way to talk to people, and so sometimes it's better to put it online. And so just to talk about this, one that I saw here, I'm not gonna go through all of them, like I said, because there are a lot that are situations that I can't even fathom, and I don't want to pretend that I know. And so I just want to give the best advice in the ones that I can kind of understand. So this one says, how do I adjust to college better? The way that you adjust to college better, and it's different for everyone, okay? And so I don't want to say that there's a one size fits all. There are people that are easier to make friends with and people that make friends a lot easier. I personally am not under that category, and so I'm kind of hypocritical talking about this. But the way that you can assimilate into like college life better, I'd say, is just trying to find someone to talk to, someone that's going in the same situation as you. For example, I'm a transfer student here at UT Arlington, and so I'm gonna go from UT Arlington to UT Austin. And something that's helped me a lot with what I'm doing is focusing a bit more on the things that matter to me. Focusing on going to the gym, focusing on going to different like things. YouTube has really significantly helped me. There are a lot of things that I've been doing to take my mind off of the pressure of moving. Here, this person says that he was betrayed in the past and he's very selective about making friends. I'm among those people. I am the most selective friend person ever. Yes, I know a lot of people and I'm good with a lot of people, but the thing is, I have this really bad sense of trust in a lot of people, and I am often way too rash and I judge way too quick. And so that is like stabbing me in the foot, because I could be over judging someone that doesn't deserve it. And I know that this just paints me in a bad light, but it's because we have these scars on us that make us stronger and they make us better. And at the end of the day, whatever friends you end up picking, they're gonna be great friends because they're the friends that you picked and the friends that you want. For example, when I've never been a guy of a lot of friends, and I've changed friend groups a lot, and every time I had a falling out or something like that, it's always been very sad. But whenever my new friends would roll around, I'd always have a difficulty trusting them, and it wouldn't come naturally. And even with my girlfriend right now, at the beginning, it just felt natural to trust a person like that. And so to say it in an easy way is, you'll get a feeling when you've met the right group. You'll get a feeling when you've met the right person. And it's okay to struggle, and it's okay to feel like maybe things aren't going your way. And if things don't go your way, it's okay, because you're always going to have your family, and you're always going to have those people behind you that will always support you and that will always try to lift you up. This is like a perfect situation of what I'm going with, because I don't have a lot of friends here, and most of my friends are back home, and I miss them a lot. But what you have to do is you have to push through, because you said that you were gonna set your mind on a certain goal, get through the college that you want to get to, and stuff like that. And so as long as you have that in mind, I know that you're gonna get through whatever difficulties you can get through. But the most important thing is to get through it enjoying your life. If you enjoy what you're doing, you're always gonna enjoy everything. So I recommend trying to get out there. Maybe there's someone in your same major. Try to go talk to them. Maybe Like there's I recently went to a the program that I'm in to transfer is called CAP. And so I went to one of those and I met some great people that were on the same boat as me, that were far away from home, and they were going into a school that they don't know with people that they don't know, and just being able to talk to people that are in the same situation as you, I think is something that's very important. Even if they're not friends, even if they're strangers online, I think that it is very important to talk to. How to avoid fights with people. That one is hard. I've never been in a fight. I luckily have always been the pacifist, but I think the way to avoid fights with people is everyone is going to say the 3 deep breaths method, and I agree with it because I do agree with if you take 3 deep breaths, you'll be fine and you'll be able to reason everything a lot better once everything that comes down in your brain. Then that means that whenever you think about a certain situation, you'll think about it in a different way. And I definitely think that that's a way. Here they go a bit more into it's a job thing because he'd like to keep his job and he doesn't want to fight with customers that always pick on him. And something that I can tell you from working in customer service is that a lot of people usually think that they're right and they might be having a bad day, and so they're just taking it out on you. And what you have to do is you have to, like I said, take 3 deep breaths, calm down, and just if you're calm, the other person will definitely lower their aggressiveness towards you, because people hate being the ridiculous one. That's something that I've learned, and something that sounds really crazy. I've never gotten in a fight with someone because anytime anyone would approach me with any bad intent, I'd be calm. And so this dude, he'd be trying to get more riled up and trying to rile me up, but he'd see me being calm and not and like really passive towards his angry attempts, and he'd calm down too. And so then we could have a civil discussion where we both would concede our points of view, and we would properly discuss what was going on. I think that communication is the most important thing in human like nature. We are always inclined to thinking that we're right, and we never really think about what someone else might be going through and what someone else might be thinking. But being able to calm down and just be able to talk it out, I think that that is the best way to calm down a fight with someone and to calm yourself down. Just being able to try to see it from their point of view, and maybe not even see it, but being able to listen to whatever they're saying. It will give you a different perspective, and trust me that things will be a lot easier. Obviously, there are some fights that you can't avoid. There are some people that are just assholes and douches, and they won't change that. And so the way that you can do it is to try to just avoid it. Avoid those people, avoid that toxicity in your life, because that's not what you need. What you need is to have a good, nice, healing life where you don't have to be with dramatic people trying. Like, if you have a friend that's just causing you more drama than good, it's just gonna end up bad, just because you're gonna be in this constant situation where you have to keep on fighting and keep on doing these things, and it's just not worth it to keep on fighting. I always find the pacifist route. I do know that there are some situations where you do have to step in and be a lot stronger, but I would always argue that you have to try to calm down and talk it out before trying to use your fists. It says, I want to move, but I'm scared to fail. The very important part here that I see is the scared to fail, because I've already talked about moving away from your family and being scared that, everything's going to be different. But I think that the being afraid to fail is a very precarious, it's a very tedious feeling. As someone that struggled with that fear of failure, and someone that doesn't want to fail, and as being afraid of letting people down, it's always pushed me back on a certain amount of things. I've always been afraid of what other people might say or what other people might think, and so I would often not say the things that I wanted to say or not do the things that I wanted to do. Obviously that could have something to do with the burns that we felt before when we were younger, or the growing pains that we go through in life. But the thing is, if you don't fail, you're never going to succeed. And I feel like that's a very important thing to understand, because when you're a baby, everyone is cheering you on to take your first steps, and you struggle. Like obviously this is like just a small example, but bear with me a bit. When you're a baby, you see everyone walking and you want to walk, and so you try to get up and then you fall on your face, but you don't give up there. Just because you fall doesn't mean that you give up. It means that you have to learn how to walk, maybe get more strength in your legs, and then learn how to do it. A lot of people see failure, and I see failure too, as the end, as that's where I've got into and that's as far as I'm gonna go. But it's not the end. If you just find the strength to get yourself back up, you will always get back up, and you will always achieve your goals. If you all of a sudden, like if you're doing something to be better and you've constantly been doing it, and then you all of a sudden fall down, you have to find the strength inside of you. And the amazing thing about being human is that you will always have someone that is behind you, whether it's a friend, whether it's a parent, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a counselor. Someone is always going to be wanting your best interests. And I know that that might be hard for some people that are in different situations. I completely understand that there are people that will say that I had it easy with the family that I've gotten and all of those amazing things that I've gotten, but I've also been afraid to fail. Maybe not in school, because school was never the direct priority for me until this year, but I used to play sports professional, like I semi-professionally would play sports, and every time I would get into the court, I'd be afraid that I would fail, and my family would be watching me, and at the end of the day I would fail because I put that pressure on myself that I was gonna fail, and that was automatically just done for. I put that pressure on me, and I ended up not being able to give my best effort. And I think that that is something that we all do in some way, shape, or form, where we say, holy shit, people are watching me, I need to do my best effort, and if I fail, I'm a failure. But you're not a failure just because you fail once. You're not even a failure if you fail 10 times, because if you succeed once after those failures, then you're a winner. Like that's the whole deal. And maybe you get stuck on your failures, and that's where you can feel lost. But what you have to do is you have to get out of that. You have to see failure as an educator. And once you see failure as an educator, you are going to be so much happier in your life, and you're going to be so much happier with everything that you're doing. I gave the example of me playing sports. I would fail a stupid point and I'd kick myself in the butt, and I'd get so mad that I failed it. But then I noticed what I had to do to change that. Maybe it was my positioning. Maybe it was just different techniques that I was using. Maybe instead of going up to the net, I would come a bit down, and so then I would be able to get the ball better. There's always something that you can do, and as long as you try to see failure from a different perspective every time, you will be able to actually see that failure, see where you went wrong, and fix it. I know it's very hard, and I know that we all fear letting people down, and we all fear letting ourselves down, but you don't have to keep that pressure on yourself when it's not there. If you fail, it shouldn't be there anyway, because once you're down, you have nothing to lose. And once you're up, if you're afraid of losing something, you're going to lose everything. So what you have to do is you have to let it all go. You have to feel like you're giving your best effort, and one day that'll be enough for you. And one day that'll be enough for other people too. So I think that one, I feel like I went a bit on a rant on that one, but I felt very important to say those types of things. I feel like people are constantly judging me. I can go into the whole story, but basically they just want to know, how do you stop caring so much? I think that ties pretty well with the feeling of failure. If you feel like a failure, you feel like people are going to be judging you for your failure, and that's always going to be an issue. I think that just the way that you stop caring about people judging you, and I never stop it when like I right now doing YouTube, there are always going to be people that comment something and they say something and they do something, or there's always been people that have always been constantly trying to put me down. It's always like that. Right? You're always going to have people that judge you, but you have to see their judginess not in a bad light. Okay? If you think maybe they're judging me based on the things that I'm wearing, and I've gotten judged on like my dress code so much. There are so many people that always wish that I dress differently. It's actually pretty funny, but I don't care because I dress the way that I want to dress because that's the way that I want to show how I look. That's how I express myself, and that's how I want people to perceive me. So if people are constantly judging me based on the way that I dress, it's not that it matters to me because that's the way that I want people to perceive me. If they're judging you based on some mistake that you did, it goes into the failure thing that I was saying before. The hardest thing to do in this world is to forgive ourselves for our mistakes, and I completely say that, but people will always try to reoccur our mistakes. Maybe you dated the wrong girl, and so people will always tell you, "Oh, she was this, she was that," or maybe you were trying to ride your bike and you fell, and people are constantly telling you, "Oh, you remember that time you fell on your bike?" People will always remind us of our lows, and that's something that is always going to happen because as people, we don't really see how much it hurts the other person as much as it does. Obviously, you could, if they're your friends and they're judging you, you could be a bit vocal about it. But if they're complete strangers, you just have to know that they could be looking at it from a place of jealousy, of envy, of wanting to be like you. And you do so much for yourself that they wish that they could do for them, but they don't. Maybe they see you as more confident because of the way that you dress. Maybe because, oh, I wear this shirt, and they're not like they're afraid of how people are going to see them, and I'm not as afraid to wear this shirt as they are. You could see it from a point of view like that, or maybe you could see it from a point of view that you're doing fine. You're not hurt as long as you're not hurting anyone. Maybe, and I've been judged a lot. I know what that's like to be judged and to care about it. But the thing is, there's always going to be people that judge you. And if you're a people pleaser and you're always going to constantly be thinking about what other people are saying, you're going to be very unhappy because you're always going to be having that idea in the back of my mind thinking, oh, maybe this isn't enough for this person, or maybe that person watching me, if I eat this cheeseburger, they're going to think I'm fat or something like that. But it shouldn't be like that because the decisions that we make are ours. And as long as I feel like as long as you keep that in your mind, you won't care about what other people are thinking. You'll care about what you're thinking. And I think that that's the most important thing that we can never do is say, fuck all of the outside. And this is what I want to do because that's what I want to do. And I feel like once you start doing things because that's what you want, I think that you'll stop caring about people judging you as much, and you'll start being a lot happier with yourself and your own in your own way. You'll be more content with yourself, and I feel like that is how you can stop caring about people judging you, is when you find that contentment with yourself. How long should a break in a relationship last before knowing it's completely over? It's different for everyone, and it's difficult to say. In this case specifically, they say that they were dating for 3 years in the relationship, and I wanna I want to start off by giving a general consensus to this before going into the more specific nitty gritty of it, because I feel like once like specific down on it, it'll stop being advice for a lot of people and just advice for this specific person. But I think that when do you know it's over? I think that it's a feeling. Everything is a feeling. You know, I always say it's a feeling, it's a feeling, it's a feeling that you get, it's a feeling that you're gonna get. But the thing is, how do you know that it's over? It's when you wake up in the morning or you go to sleep at night and you feel fine that they're not there. And I feel like that's the part where you can let stuff go. It's not just about girlfriends. It's not just about relationships. It's just in general. When you stop caring about a certain thing, it's when you wake up and you realize that you didn't think about it. Maybe it's a tragic event. Maybe it's a breakup. Maybe it's this. But once you wake up and you realize that it's not on your mind 24/7, you can start to live a happier life. And I can't tell everyone how to do a certain situation. I can't tell you specifically how to get over a breakup, and I can't tell you specifically how to get over a tragic event. All I can tell you is that in your heart, you're never going to be able to 100% forgive yourself for everything. We just don't have that capacity. We're always going to look back on our bad moments and be like, I could have done that differently. And I think no differently to this. And you guys can call me hypocritical and all that you want, but whenever I looked at a specific moment that maybe brought me a lot of bad feelings, I have some very specific moments that I can think about when when I'm answering this question. When did it stop affecting me? And I would like to say that it was as soon as I apologized to the people that were affected. Obviously, that's super broad, I know. But it's just, I always held that feeling against myself for never being strong enough to be able to apologize and for never being able to say, I messed up. And yeah, it was a certain situation, but I feel like if you caused harm to someone, then I do feel like if you apologize, it has to come from your heart and it has to come directly from you saying, I know I did something wrong, but I've fixed it and that's good. And so in a relationship, I feel like that's a very fundamental part of a relationship. It's knowing that you can't win everything and that you have to say, I was wrong and I am sorry. And being able to do that, I think that it will give you more clarity. And I think that being able to do that, you'll be able to do a lot better in a relationship, and maybe you can keep on fighting for it. If you can't keep on fighting for it, then you're gonna have to accept it. But in the certain situation where you can keep on fighting for it, you have to be able to look at everything objectively. Is this a relationship that is tearing me down, or is it one that will continue to build and grow? Because a lot of people have said it, the grass is greener on the side that you water it. And so if you want a relationship to thrive, you need to water it. If you just want to throw in the towel and go somewhere else, then don't be in a relationship. But if you want this person and you crave that feeling that you get when you're with them, and you want to fight for your relationship, and you want to be there, you want to be that person that she wants, then you have to fight. And if you can wake up every day, if you wake up one day and you say, maybe this isn't what I want, then it might not be what you actually want, and you might just be filling your head with that. But if you wake up every day and you say, damn, I want to fight for this relationship. And I understand that feeling, because I've been in a long distance relationship for a while where it's hard, you know, like there are a lot of situations where you really feel bad and you feel like you want to do so much, but you can't do anything because you're not there. But if you wake up every day saying, I want to fight for this, And it's the same thing. It's the same principle with everything. If you wake up and you say, I want to fight for this and I want this to be better and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be better, you will see significant improvement. And going back to the relation to this advice and not really side tangenting, it's, do you still have that feeling, and does it, keeping this person out, like, outweigh the bad parts of it? Because obviously in every relationship there's something good and there's something bad. Maybe this person is super nice to you, but maybe they're a bit dirty or something like that. Like they're not the ideal thing for you. You're gonna have to concede a bit of your. We all want the ideal person, and we all want this person to do everything that we imagine them doing, but it doesn't always happen. And so there is where you have to think to yourself, like, is this person worth it? Am I able to live with this person? Am I able to see a future where maybe you don't want kids, but just giving a broad circumstance, do I see this as the mother of my children, and would I be happy with the way that she would raise our children? And that might be a yes. And maybe you're not dating to marry. Maybe that might be something completely different. And there I can't help you, because I personally have always seen dating to marry as the right thing. It's just, what do you feel this person gives you in a positive outlook in your life? Maybe it's not children, maybe it's not anything like that, but does this person make you smile like you've never smiled before? Does this person give you that feeling that you cannot go to sleep without? Does this person infect your dreams with just these beautiful ideas and stuff like that? Then they're worth keeping around. But is this person making you go to sleep crying every night? Does this person not care about what you have to say? Does this person ruin your relationship with other people? Does this person ruin your reputation? There are certain things that outweigh others, and you always have to look at everything and say, is this one the right one, or is this the right one? And that's where you should get the idea from, because then you will be stuck in a very toxic circle that you'll be thinking, why didn't I get out sooner? Why didn't I pull myself out sooner? Why didn't my friends pull me out sooner? And it's because once we have this idea that we love someone, but we don't understand where that comes from, it's very dangerous, because nobody will be able to tell you differently. And that's where you're just gonna, like, that's where your brain is gonna be. But it's always important to have this support system, and it's always important to think about it from an outside perspective. How, like, if I were looking at my relationship from someone being outside, are arguments just petty arguments, or are they actually deep and grounded arguments that people should not be having? Is this person making me do bad things, and I'm constantly having to get on their ass about it, and am I constantly having to, like, go to sleep worried about it? Like, it's just a factor of, how do you want to live, and is this person giving that to you? And then I think that there you can see it. And I know that there are going to be a lot of people that are like, but I can change him, but I can do this, but I can do that. And then there, I'm just going to say that if you genuinely feel like there is a part of this person that you can change, why haven't they? I don't know every answer, and everybody's specific case is different, but that's just the way that I think about it. And obviously it's always great to have someone else's perspective, and it's always great to have someone else's point of view about a certain situation, because it'll help you see it from the outside. So yeah, I just wanted to give a bit of advice. I rambled way too long about these, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys found something right with these questions. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you guys need a bit of advice and don't know who to go to, because that happens a lot, then definitely just go down in the comment section below, and I know that I'm at least going to respond to any one of your messages. And if you guys want me to make a part 2 where I look at more of these, then definitely hit the like button, comment it down below. I just want everyone to be happy with and fulfilled with what they're doing, and I feel like that being able to just talk about all of this, even though I'm very bad at forgiving myself for my mistakes and stuff like that, I feel like maybe telling you guys about it might help me with it. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and thank you for being here. Peace out.